to another video. So you guys, I cut my hair. I got so frustrated with it. I went in that bathroom and I just start cutting away. I'm just like over my hair. To make a long story short, I went like 2 years ago, went and got a silk press, damaged my hair from the roots. So ever since then, I've been trying to, avoid getting like a big chop and just like cut as I go. But I got so frustrated. I went in that bathroom and I just cut it into a short little bob, and everybody's like, oh, don't cut your hair. I cut it. I got frustrated with it. It's hair. It'll grow back. If your hair is damaged, doesn't matter how long it is. If it's damaged, it's damaged. There's no point in holding on to dead things. So I just cut it. You have to let it go. Speaking of letting it go, today's video will be about who to let go and who to fight for. You have to be mindful of the company you keep, and you got to know who to let go when it's time to let go and who to keep in your life or who to let in your life. Some people are not meant to go into the next chapters in your life. You have people come into your life that's just coming in for a season. Then you have people who come in your life for a lifetime. And then you have people who are in your life who never meant to be there in the first place. When you hold on to people, places, and things that you're not supposed to, they often hold you back and hinder you from receiving the things that God has for you and receiving the blessings that God has for you. God is never going to allow you to receive certain blessings if you have the wrong people attached to you. Some people you will just outgrow. When you start growing and leveling up in life, you will notice a shift in yourself. You will outgrow certain people, outgrow certain environments, outgrow certain habits. The people that are around you that's still indulging in those habits or going out clubbing, partying, drinking, smoking, whatever it is, they tend to not understand the shift that's occurring in your life. They'll look at it as, oh, you're changing, oh, you're switching up. And it's not that you're switching up, you just simply outgrew them. When people see you one way, they're not going to adjust to the change in you. When you start to experience that shift where you know that you're outgrowing people, places, and things, they're only really used to the party you, the smoking you, the drinking you, the gossip you, the fighting you. That's what they're used to. So they're not going to be able to adjust to the change like you would think they would. But this is how you could tell from a good friend and somebody who simply just has to go. The wrong people, when you start to tell them, oh no, I don't want to drink anymore, or I don't want to party anymore, I don't want to, indulge in them things anymore, they won't respect it. They'll oftentimes try to trick you into going anyway, try to get you to backslide, and a lot of the times they will misunderstand you. Versus the good friend or the people who honestly deserve a spot in your life, they will understand, they will respect it, they won't try to peer pressure you into doing it anyway, they won't go out bashing your name and talking about you, gossiping about you because you don't want to do those type of things, you don't want to party, drink, and indulge in those type of habits anymore. They might not be able to receive it at first. They may be like, oh, what's going on with you? But eventually they'll come around. Most of the times, if they're a really good friend, they'll accept it from the jump. Some people, you have to learn also that you got to be a little bit more patient with certain people. Like, they could be a good friend and still have like their little ways and little flaws about them, but you can tell a good friend from a bad friend just from the type of fruit they produce. It's normal to outgrow people, places, and things. When you notice that you have people around you who can't accept the change, can't accept the shift that's occurring in you, they're not respecting your boundaries, they gotta go. And that brings me into point number 2, the good fruit versus the bad fruit. When you have bad company around you and bad influences around you, those type of people only bring drama in your life, chaos, confusion. They're argumentative, always want to fight. They resist change, meaning they don't want to change their habits after you constantly sit and have conversations with them about their behavior. They're always bringing negativity and drama and gossip your way. Everywhere you go, there's always an issue with this one individual or this specific type of friend group, individual, family member, whoever. It's just always something with them. Versus good company, which brings you nothing but positivity, clarity, reassurance. They have good guidance. When you get around them, it's like a calm aura they have about them. That's the type of people you keep around you. With a good friend or individual, they're always going to tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. A bad friend isn't going to tell you about yourself when you need somebody to redirect you. They're going to tell you all the things that you know you're not supposed to do, and they're going to agree with all the bad habits, all the bad decisions that you make, and they'll be right with you to make them bad decisions too. And they're not going to have no motion. When you look into their life, They don't have nothing good going on. They're not progressing. Each year they're stuck in the same environments, doing the same things, no change whatsoever, versus a good individual, a good friend. They got motion. They're always on the go. They always got good things going on. They always have something positive to say or something good going on in their lives. Those are the type of people you keep around. On to number 3. If you constantly have to tell people about their behavior, constantly have to tell them what you don't like and they keep doing it, constantly have to have conversations about them, telling your business, constantly always hearing about them talking about you, bad mouthing you, and you always catch them doing something shady, and you know deep down you can't trust them and they're not trustworthy, release them. There used to be this one girl, right? I wouldn't even call her a friend. I don't even know if I would call her an associate. Like, she was just bad business. So she was like one of those type of girls who gossiped all the time, messy. She was just like all over the place. I don't know the character of this show, but it used to be a TV show called Recess. It used to be like this boy on a schoolyard who had a book and a pen, and he's just writing down everything and coming to go snitch and tell on everybody. That was her. I constantly always used to have talks with her. Me and her were always getting disagreements. 1 minute we friends, 1 minute we're not. Like, it was always something. If you have one of those type of friends, they gotta go. This is how you can tell when it's time to let them go or when a friendship is worth it. You sit and you have a conversation with a friend, an individual, family member, whoever, and you're letting them know, hey, like, I don't like when you do this, or I don't like when you do that. Y'all are able to have a conversation like grown adults, talk it out, work it out, and you don't have any more problems. Versus the person you constantly got to have conversations with, you constantly going at it with. 1 minute you're friends, 1 minute you're not. It's always something. That's how you know you don't have a good friend on your side, or the person who you constantly have to have these conversations with, it's time for them to go. A good friend is going to be willing to change. They're always going to be willing to hear you out, even if you got to give each other space sometimes, because remember, we're all human, we're all flawed. So sometimes you just give them their little space, but when y'all do resume or have that conversation and let each other know what y'all like and dislike and what things that they do that bothers you, they're able to understand you. They respect what you're saying. They respect your boundaries. And you notice even if y'all do have like a falling out, if you need them and you call them, they're right there all the time. Very dependable. No matter what's going on, they'll drop everything for you. Those are the ones you keep. And number 4, the supportive versus unsupportive. If you have people in your life where you have events, a big accomplishment, you just graduated, something positive that's going on in your life, just started a business, just got accepted into a college, and you notice that every time you tell them like your accomplishments or good things that you have going on, and they're acting like your big accomplishment is something small and they trying to downplay what you got going on, or they never attend your events, they're never there on your birthday, you have a birthday dinner, they never show up, they can never congratulate you on your accomplishments, they're very selfish and self-centered. If it's not about them, then they don't care. They only show up for things that benefit them. That's a sign that you need to let them go. A good friend or a good individual, they might not be able to show up at every event, but they're very supportive and they're always there for the very important things. They're not selfish, but instead they're selfless. Meaning they're not putting their own needs before everybody else's. And they might not have much, but they give what they can in order to support you. And that reminds me of the story in the Bible about the friends who carried the paralyzed man on a bed to bring him to Jesus so that Jesus could heal him. And if you're not familiar with the story, you can go read it. It's in Luke chapter 5, verses 18 to 25. In that story in the Bible, there were a group of friends that had a paralyzed friend. There was no way to enter the building to get to Jesus. So what did they do? They went on the roof, made an opening, and then lowered him down just so that they could get to Jesus, so that Jesus could heal the friend. That is the type of friends that you need. Friends that will go out of their way for you. Friends that will make the impossible possible for you. Friends that will go ahead and pray on your behalf. Friends that won't give up on you over little petty disagreements. And friends that will stand 10 toes down for you. They are the ones that you keep around you. They will be the ones that will pour positivity in you, encourage you, push you to do better. They always want to see the good in you and the good come out of you. They're not going to push and provoke you. They're not going to be bringing you any drama. They're not going to be bringing you down. And a lot of the times with bad company, you notice when you got good stuff going on in your life, they're nowhere to be found. But let some drama come up. Let you call them with some drama, or they call you with some drama. They're all for it, okay? They're going to be all for the nonsense. Those type of people don't want to see you do good. They only like you at the level that they are. Once you surpass them, that's when you become a threat to them. Then that's when you start to see the envy in them, the jealousy come out, the bitterness come out, the hatred come out, and you'll be wondering, like, where did all of this come from? Like, I thought we were cool. We've been friends for like 10, 15 years. We've been friends for a long time. And that's because you were on the level that they were on. You surpassed them. Now you're competition. Now they're jealous. Now they envy you. And now they want what you want. So now they're ready to take you out. Get them far away from you. They will drag you down. They will mess up whatever you have going on because they don't have nothing going on. You don't need those type of people around you. Number 5, when you start getting around people and you feel like an unsettledness in your spirit, every time you get around them, you just have like this bad feeling, or you get tired, or you feel like an energy shift. That is your spirit letting you know whoever the person you're going around, they bad business, and it's time for you to come up from around them. You will have people in life who will wear you down, drain you. You get around them, you leave from them, and now you just feel unmotivated. Your spirit is like really unsettled. That's a sign that you need to put some distance between y'all, or altogether cut them off. And this is how you can tell the good from the bad. The bad was just everything that I just explained. The good is when you get around this certain individual or this certain group of friends or whomever they are, you have a feeling of calmness. You feel safe around them. It's peace there. They don't provoke you to wrath. They're not taking you out of character. You can fully be yourself around them. Versus bad company, you always feel like you gotta dim your light or lower yourself down because of this specific individual. When God blesses you with good people in your life, make sure you cherish those people and do good by them. And when they fall short, be patient with them. We live in a world today where people will tell you, first red flag, cut them off. If they can't do this for you, cut them off. They're so quick to cut people off in today's culture. What is it? The cancel culture, whatever. You don't do that to good people. And you gotta understand, we're all flawed. We're all sinners. We all make mistakes. When you listen to bad advice like that, you could be cutting off somebody who God sent in your life. There's a difference. There's people who you have come into your life for a season. There's people who you have come in your life to bless you. There's people that you have come into your life who shouldn't have been there from the first place. And there's people that you need to be patient with, and simply people that it's time to let go of. You have to know the difference. When you have a good person in your life, even if you guys have to put like a little space between each other, give each other time to regroup, if they're worth fighting for, do it. God will restore it. God will bring y'all back together. God will mend the friendship. God will restore the relationship, whatever it is. There's not a lot of good people out there in this world today. So when you find a good friend or a good person, hold on to them, okay? Don't give up on them. Be patient with them and even pray with them. If you know that they're going through struggles in their life, they're not where they want to be, or they're facing challenges, that's when it's your job as a good friend, as a good sister, mother, girlfriend, wife, whoever, boyfriend, whoever. That's when it's your job to fight on their behalf. Meaning, intercede for them, pray for them, fast for them, but don't give up on them. Don't be so quick to get rid of people. Some people are irreplaceable, and you reap what you sow. So if you're out here just using people, doing bad by people, you're hurting good people that God is sending into your life to actually be a blessing, you're going to be held accountable for that. And a lot of people think that the grass is always greener on the other side, when in fact it's not. When you have those people who leave you for somebody else, leave you because their old friends came back around, leave them exactly where they're at. They think the grass was going to be greener, let them go find out for themselves. Once they find out that the grass was actually not better on the other side, they'll be crawling back. I always stand on, when I end things with people, I'm always going to end things on a good note, because trust me, if you're a really good person and you have a good heart, and instead of giving them the reaction that they wanted out of you, whether that's they wanted you to argue back with them, they wanted to see you get out of character, don't even give it to them. Walk away in silence. And I guarantee you, they'll always remember you. Be the one who actually gets away and learn to forgive people and have grace. The same grace that you give is the same grace that you'll receive. When you have a good friend or a good husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, the enemy is always going to try to slither his way into your relationship, to try to put a wedge between you guys, to try to cause conflict between you guys. You notice that you guys, all of a sudden, y'all just start arguing out of nowhere, and y'all usually aren't like that. That ain't nothing but the enemy trying to destroy your relationship or friendship. That's why I always say it's always good to pray together, because those who pray together stay together. Half of the times, whatever y'all are arguing about, it be really little things. It be little tiny things. That's why I always tell people, like, when they come to me and they're telling me about their spouse or their girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, and I be listening to what they're arguing about, and I be like, that is so little. Like, what are y'all arguing for? I understand, like, the little things can turn into big things, but it don't be worth it, especially when you have a good thing. Don't be letting the enemy come between your relationship. Even if y'all gotta put some space between each other, give each other space, then regroup and work it out. Because it's really hard to find good people out here. It really is. Even if you have that one friend, it's okay. You don't need like a whole friend group, a whole bunch of friends, a whole bunch of people around you. You don't need all of that. If you just have that one good friend, that one good partner, that one good individual in your life, sometimes that's all you need. Less is more, honestly. The scripture that I'm going to end today's video off with will be from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 10, and it reads, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion." That is all that I have for today. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.